Oh, we're live.
Was, all right, let's put some miserable music on in the background so people can enjoy nothing. Uh, Dub and giveaway also to escape.
Bloody lo-fi girl.
Oh, brilliant.
Stealing our £2 profit.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Lo-fi girl. Yeah. You want
Come on.
smoke?
Come
What am I doing with my life? Who knows these days? I don't like this, but we're gonna live with our life for the way our life lives. You get. Um, what am I doing with my life? What am I doing? Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished. Let's debug. Nah, it's okay, Johnny. I saw you. I don't forgive you. Our friendship is over, unfortunately. Um, you know, it's just a shame it had to come to that, but it was, you can leave the stream now. That you're not welcome here anymore. That's about it. I made the most beautiful coffee I've ever made in my life.
on.
It was a mocha, but it was
Okay.
like the coffee grounds I got have hints of hazelnut, and I got some chocolate,
Ooh.
some vanilla, like this vanilla white chocolatey milk, and then the coffee with Italian coffee with hints of hazelnut, and it was just I could have had about six of these.
Yeah.
Mm.
Awesome. Awesome. Not the
No
bloody
sugar, no
six
nothing. It's
pound
just.
£6 coffee they were yesterday, right?
Do you know what it is? I just don't. I'm a sweet person, and I don't like bitter coffee, but I feel like a lot of the coffee that's high end is very bitter. Um,
Yeah.
like most
Yeah,
coffee
it
shops that I
is.
go
It
to that
is.
are like in London or all of their coffees are very like, eh, they're very bitter. I just
Yeah.
don't like bitter coffee. Some people might. I just hate bitter coffee.
Yeah. But it's just like it's a weird combination. I don't know what is the right sense of that, but it's between bitter and sour. It's weird, right? It has that. Some places are like some places they use all the same type of coffee thing because if I go to certain places, I'm pretty sure I have this that same taste of that sour bitterness. But I don't know. It's a weird taste in your mouth. I hated it.
Really is.
But we got a good burger. Actually, I say we got a good burger later, but I went home and I was totally sick. So
Really?
yeah,
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like sometimes, right? So I find that it's very easy with food and like with anything to do, like I think there's a balance in terms of like it's easy, in my opinion, to do too much. Basically,
yeah,
like it's very easy to do too much with a lot of things, and often places end up doing too much because they try to. I don't know, even like I don't even know what it is. They try to make it more thing, but then I'm just like, that's why I like now. I just cook stuff at home. Like I don't buy processed like any dip or sauce anything like that. I just make it myself because it's just so much nicer. Like the recipes, and then you realize it doesn't. There's actually not much ingredients to any of this crap, and you're like, why is this thing have like 50 ingredients? Because it only needs like 4. Um,
You
but
used
no,
to
it's
have a subscription to Gusto. It's one of those services that you like. They bring you some recipe. Like, so basically, you say, "I want to cook, I don't know, pad thai and whatever, like chicken yakisoba." Or like whatever, like they have a huge list, right, of recipe, and you choose. You know, I don't know, we have like a 4 meal a week plan, and you choose, you know, what recipe, and that like, I really like that because they will basically give you the exact ingredient and not just 1 gram less or more to make
yeah.
that dish,
The only
and
issue with that
yeah,
is that you can't. So like, cause the other thing is, I think it's because I've made a lot of recipes. So like, I did subscription to Mob, which is just like recipe sites. So now I know what works with what, and the only issue with that is that it doesn't give you the things you need to just like. Because I find often it's easy because I've done like HelloFresh before, and they
yeah,
often the stuff is a bit bland, and you
yeah,
need the things to just hit it the nice
yeah,
kind of way,
give
like
it,
you know what I mean.
yeah,
If you're making a little tahini sauce, or you need a little lime in there, you need a little lemon juice. You know,
yeah,
I know just to forget like, or in the recipe they'll just forget like, you gotta season it. Like add some salt and pepper. Just add that into the recipe. Just let the people know, because then the people just be making it, and then they'll be like, why does it taste like that? I'm like, it just needs some salt. Just needs a little salt and pepper. Because I also just like I feel like if you're gonna cook, right? Yeah, like cook with the intention, not like, oh, I gotta make sure I'm not using these calories or those calories or that thingy. Like, cook with the intention of like making it just like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. If I cook trying to avoid certain macros or thing, I just never make good food. But if I cook and I'm like, you know what, is what it is. It's gonna become what it becomes. I'm just gonna make the food nice. Then it's always nice. I never have an issue.
but I'm a big believer of the Pareto's law. Uh, Basically, the guy say that pretty much everything in life is an 80-20 ratio, right? And you know, like do 80% very good, you know, very healthy and everything, and then like, you know, just add a little bit extra of salt. You know, come on, and just give it that little
You'll
bit of a
survive.
sprinkle, like
Yeah.
not enough to really like having a complete salty diet, but like, you know,
Hmm.
just a little bit, like 10-20% extra, just to give that little bit oomph that doesn't really affect you, right? And yeah, I think that is I know, I always found it works a lot better for me, because you know, being a 100% strict is like, what is the point? Like, live your life. It doesn't really matter.
Live your goddamn life. Too short. You know what I mean? It's too short. That's what I'm like. Because I like that's what I literally cannot like. I bear in mind like, I play professional sport now, and I'm just like, I like counting calories. I've said this that I was like, I will never ever do it. Because I also think it just breeds a very unhealthy. Like I think people sometimes think being unhealthy is just the the fact that you can't like you overeat or you overdo things, but it's just as unhealthy to have too much of an obsession with the micromanagement of things, like, which I think people forget. Like I don't think you have a healthy relationship with food if you're
No.
sitting there stressing about a gram or something like that. That doesn't
I
sound like,
mean,
because I don't think that's a healthy relationship with anything. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, so yeah, I mean, like,
I
well, I look
think
at the
like for
rice. I'm like, how much rice do I want? You know, this looks alright. I eat this much. Then I don't know.
yeah, I think for the most part, your body is a beautiful equalizer, right? It's like
Hmm.
it's really that you
Yeah.
don't die if you put 10 gram more of rice in the thing, right? It's just like you like the function of your body is just to, you know, is exactly that, to just give you the, to balance, what you gain. So I really don't believe into those things.
Muy bien. I like that. That's the only thing. Don't. Where are you going? Fix the rolls.
Man. Look who's here. Hey, Cash. Ever planning to add in real life locations to the game? We actually had a very, very long meeting yesterday about that. I mean, yeah, the original idea was to have, all the funky thing like the IMAX and the, all of the very famous parkour spots. But yeah, it's not as simple as it seems to make it fun with real life things. So I'm saying now that we're aiming towards realism, of course, but I think we are aiming more for places that feel real and look real, but they're not necessarily like, we were actually walking in um, central London yesterday, and they've asked, "Oh, look, we are next to Buckingham Palace," and it would be cool to have Buckingham Palace in the game. And I say, well, yes and no, because it's just a rectangle with some windows. I mean, yeah,
Mm.
historically it's a very important building, but is it fun? And well, probably not. It's just another rectangle, right? So we maybe rather have a palace that is completely bonker and fun to play,
Mm.
and maybe looks like Buckingham Palace, but it's really not.
Yeah, I think what it is, I think it'll be spots inspired by that you can clearly see the bones of that spot, but taken to a point. So like IMAX, for example, like IMAX on its own in real life, shit to do. In a game, yeah, probably not, right? Because it's quite underwhelming actually in the game. But what we then can do is create a spot like with that kind of IMAX as the skeleton, and then elevate it beyond, or like incorporate it into the environment in a unique way. And I think that's how we'll do the real spots. Like, and I mean, like, so for example, you look at a famous roof gap and stuff like that, having those as specific challenges in the map, as opposed to this level is just this spot, because yeah, in reality it's just not, yeah, it's not as fun, because I think people think that our goal is to make this sim kind of experience where it's just not like, I think it's again people's, and I guess it's people's perceptions of like what like a game is either arcadey as hell, or it's a sim, and it's like those are the two realms in which it must exist. And I'm like, well, can't we take all the beautiful things about a simulation in terms of like the control and the feeling and everything like that? Take all the beautiful thing about the arcadey elements in terms of the responsiveness, the speed, the anyone could pick up and play kind of thing, and like merge it together to find this perfect balance where it looks real, it looks fluid, it feels fluid, it plays really fluid. The animations are tied in, the physics is really elevated, but then it plays quick and it's not crazy long to learn, and it's responsive, and you can and it's a tricky challenge, because often it's easier to just pick one and go with it, because the problems that you get, you can just say, well, it's a sim, or well, it's an arcade thing. But in that regard, you have to say, well, no, like, okay, the character doesn't move and turn very well. It's an arcade, but well, now we have that problem, because you say, well, no, it looks better in a sim, and then we say, oh, it's a sim, and the character doesn't respond to the input very well. It's like, oh, well, it's it's a sim, so it's like, well, no, actually, it should feel a bit more arcadey. So it's trickier to find the middle ground, but it's not impossible, and I think that's the thing we're trying to do there. And we're getting close. We're getting close. those rolls are so beautiful now. Now I've properly fixed them, and now you feel the impact. Oh, they're actually lovely now. I love them. Boom.
Lovely rules. But also, there is always like the biggest problem in games. There is always the disconnect between um, like in real life you have a lot more. You can maneuver in tight spaces a lot better with your body, of course, because you control every single bone of your body, right? But in a video game, because you do not control every single bone, you only have at most a couple of fingers, right? To to control your character. It's so hard to simulate like complete real life simulation because the spaces are too small. Like you don't have time time and ability to control your
Yeah.
character the same way, unless you do some brain controlling bit, right?
Yeah.
But until
But,
you're using a couple of fingers, I think you got no chance.
well, that's like one of the, now we've added that rotation in there, right? Like, it's not really real, like, in the way in which he turns right now. And we're going to improve it, right? But it's that, like, ability to then set yourself up for the next move that realistically is really key. And, it kind of breaks a little bit of that realism, when you see a character moving forward and he kind of turns. And I think there's a lot of ways we can do that by changing the pose as opposed to just purely the rotation. But it's one of those things where I'm like, the presence of it is a lot better. Like, so one thing I've added now, I don't know if you've seen it, but in my branch, I added yesterday. I was like, you can now like change your rotation and update your sync in while you stride. So now it's actually very nice. So now when you stride, you can like bend yourself and like you get way more. You can like turn way smoother. It's actually very good to be fair, and it doesn't actually look very fake. Now you could technically say it's not very real because you do like you can like like curve yourself and do stuff like that, but it's like yeah, it may not be real, but it's just what I mean. I can take off and in air to change my arc, but it's just like it's just so much more fun.
Yeah, I think the example of force that John is saying on the chat but that is a classic example of, but like in real life, you control a steering wheel and the accelerator and the brake pedal, and those are basically very limited inputs. Like if you got a steering wheel, then it's basically controlling the exact way as you would control in real life, right? You go exactly the same thing. You got the steering wheel and you got the pedals, but the controller is not your body, and that is where it's a lot harder to say, oh, I want to move my leg, a little bit stronger now because I want to make that jump. Yeah, but how do you move the leg and the hand and the head and the torso with a bunch of buttons? So there is that unmappiness that is the
Yeah,
real problem of having that.
because I think that's the other thing. Like, I think there's that like, there's an element in the sim where you can separate your hands and legs to specific points, but I think the thing that becomes tricky with that is like you've got your hands on one thing, your legs on the other thing, your arms on like you lose the like it's weird because when you do stuff in real life, you don't think about like I just think about moving in general, right? And I think there's definitely like parkour movement and doing stuff more purposeful in terms of like direction and what one you do. But I've always wondered like it just general movement. Like I don't think the human brain really thinks about things in such a like um I say binary in terms of like ones and zero, right? Like a very split up way in like a what's he call it when you it's exercise is like you do one arm. I should really know this as well because I literally the amount of freaking unilateral is it some shit like that. Yeah, that way like you when you think you jump right, you're not brains. You're or like just you walk, you're not thinking left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. You think more so about like general movement in a way. So like if you were to say now walk with the character and you push like right leg to go forward, left leg to go forward, there's a disconnect because your brain more so associates the general movement as opposed to the like I'm gonna say unilateral as if it's the right word. It might not be motion of it as well. And I think that's what helps. Like I think a casual player, like that they don't think about the game in that super like specific sense. And then if you do like trigger it that way, you have to make sure that then it is like symmetrical in the way it's mapped. Um, I have yeah. So I have tried Tricking Zero, and I'd even say like a similar thing with the BMX Streets. Now I've seen a lot of changes to the BMX Streets have happened, so I do need to try it again. So I can only speak for when I first played it. But when I first played it, there was like I think so. This principle we've had from the start has basically been like you shouldn't really move your hands. Like your hands should just be like, and then if you get like the ability to like to do stuff with control, your hands shouldn't have to really do a lot of changing around and switching and like if you're doing this to play, the problem. And there was sometimes in the movements of stuff where you'd have to do things with like the same like one would flick down, the other up, and you change and then you'd grab and then I was like, this just not it's not a relaxing experience. And I guess like and then if you make it that way, it has to be really like tight. Like it can't be clunky whatsoever. Because if there's lag or delays, already your brain's trying to compute like all the actions it needs to do. Then if the character doesn't compute that whilst it's just a mess. So like I don't know. There was like BMX Streets. I played with that one. Like I've seen it. Apparently, it's gotten a lot better. I thought the logic of the stuff in terms of like pull down and flick up to do your like hop made sense, right? Like I think that completely makes sense. But then it's stuff like pull down on the right stick, push up on the left stick in order to like pump. And I was like, that is just like complexity wise, completely. It's just so unnecessary. Like it doesn't make any like why because I get the pull down on the left right stick for the sync, but then if pull down and up is the pop, I was like, why not just move it all to the left stick and just have like put up and down, and then it was like then to move the bike you just had to press A, but then to sprint you had to push forward and tap, and I was like, well, why do you have to push forward? Dude, like there was just like it just there were things that I was like playing and I was like, why like if push is A and you already push forward to move like in the direction you're going with the left stick, and then you could why did it have to like it was just there was some things that I couldn't like my brain was like asking why, and you know partially could be like maybe I don't know a BMX like that, right? I don't claim it too, but it just I don't know I was just struggling with it, and it's not like I'm not a shit gamer, like this is the mean I use controllers all day every day, so it's not that I'm like not competent with a controller. Like I can play claw, I can do all of this, I can play like this and do whatever. But there was something about like flicking, releasing it, grabbing that, then flicking it again, then grabbing the other thing, then flicking it again. Basically meant that trying to do more than one thing at once was just like super hard. And then you can say like, oh, skill gap or like you need to get better. But it's like I don't know, like I want to get better at chaining lines and actually doing the movements and putting together my line, not being able to do a singular move. I think that's where skate ticked the box. Like skate wasn't hard because the individual moves were hard. Skate was hard because pulling them all together and chaining them and tricking them in the context of the world, that's what was the difficulty was. Not that it was hard to do a kickflip. Do you know what I mean? Like I always think like it should be hard to do. It should be easy to do the move, but doing the move the way you want it, like make it as steezy or do it in this context or line it up with this thing. That's the tricky part, and I felt like that was hard. Plus, doing the thing itself was really difficult, and then there was no like reward factor in that. So, but I've seen some improvements. So again, it could be better. But when I first played it, that's what I struggled with, and that's what I found with like, with Trick and Zero. I played the game. I think I can't remember what his name is, but like, obviously I follow him and think I like what he's doing. I like the direction he's gone with. He's very much had like kind of stuck that out. My issue it's just too granular. Like you said, Noma. I just there's too much fine control that it's overthinking. Like for me to actually be able to like you know when you go to order a restaurant and they have too many options, and you then don't know what to order. It was like that. Like I just like there was too much to think about per thing that it made the experience like more stressful than relaxing. And I think nowadays, with the way the world is, like cost of living is up. Like a lot of people don't have the time to sit around and play games for 9 hours a day. Like, and if you do, fair play, you probably enjoy, those kind of games a lot, right? But I think for the average person, people work full time, people work multiple jobs, people have children, like all those people, like you want to be able to jump on, whether it's 5 minutes or an hour a day, and just like chill out and feel like you're getting better every time you do it for those 5 minutes. But if I have to sit down and really be like, okay, focus on getting this, like that's just not. I feel like that's a weird, not weird, but like, yeah, I don't know. That's not like like it's not fun for me. Like, and obviously you can say like everyone's different, but I think it's easy to like the people that want that more fine grained control, having a game and a system where you can get that through the more interesting and cool shit, like, oh yeah, okay, you can do a stick, but can you stick on this tiny little pole and thing? Now that might take you hours to get the control over the character to be able to do that. So they get their fill when they're doing that kind of stuff. But then the casual person says, but I don't really give a shit about, sticking on that tiny little pole. I just want to be able to jump across and stick on the thing. And it's like, yeah, cool, easy. You know what I mean? Like, it's not hard. Like, you could do that. So you could, if you don't give a shit about sticks and you just care about running around the environment, it should just be nice and fluid, and you should within 5 minutes be able to do that, and it shouldn't be hard. And like, not like I'm curious to know what the percentage of gamers are like play it that much every day, because I make games and I don't have the time to, and obviously we make a bit more of a passion project, so you spend a lot more hours, but I don't know, maybe I am different, maybe we're all a little bit different, and therefore I can't speak for everyone, but I don't know. Whenever I speak to Dado about it, I speak to the boys about this. Yeah, I don't even think it's like controller presets, because I think again, like, we people talk about it as if you can't achieve that level of difficulty through the game itself, and I think I think like people think difficulty has to purely stem from input, and I'm like, why can't the controls be easy but the context be hard, right? Like, and that's actually the loop, like that's the gameplay loop, like what you're doing becomes harder as opposed to how exactly you do it. That's why that's why Skate was so replayable. Like from day one to day two, like Ollie didn't get any harder. Like, do you know what I mean? The person that picked up the first time and the person that picked up some time, they didn't Ollie differently. You know what I mean? Like the input was the exact same, and you were technically as good input wise in that singular move when you did it the first time versus the second time. What changed all of a sudden was how you then chain things together, where like one person was just ollieing on flat, another person would ollie off of this freaking crazy thing, drop into like another thing, grind this rail, do like a loop, and that was where the game progressed. And you didn't have like, oh, arcade mode, thingy mode. It was just like yeah, you know, it's beautiful, and you can progress your difficulty in a bunch of much more continuous ways. But yeah, because I don't know, I don't know if I subscribe, because I definitely think customize your gameplay. So if you want like more realistic physics or stuff like that, but I think a bunch of input options is basically a way of saying like, yeah, we just there's yeah, like, the system is not like doesn't have that like ability to be both and scale like that. And I think that is something you could, yeah. Let me. I really should try the stride. Oh, so now so I've changed the strides now. So I don't know who put it. It might have been Dumbus or Noma. So I talk about. I'd been meaning to get around to it. I just hadn't done it. So now you can adjust your like direction, rotate like thing in air, like while you're striding. So now if you see here before, you can make like very subtle changes to it, but you got to be careful because the more you angle out to the more you try and come back on yourself, the bigger that gap will get technically. So therefore, like if I just go straight, you'll make each one, but the more I angle out and then try and make my tighter angles, the bigger that distance gets, right? Because hypotenuse, like Pythagoras. Um, so yeah, the bigger you make your angle of change, then it might be a case where you don't actually line up with it, and then for that reason alone, you might not hit the stride. So if I, come like this, I mean, I'll bang this first try because look, Bortiel, some of us are just talented. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm just a very skilled individual. It just takes me one go to mash this out. Um, like you're about to see me absolutely nail it.
The the stride feels a lot better now in terms of the impact and the and the push for the jump again. It feels a lot more physical.
Yeah, well, one of the things, yeah, I mean, the ability to like move yourself in air made massive difference just in terms of control. But yeah, I've there was a bunch of problems with the physics stuff going on with it, but now I've improved it, so it should be a lot better. Well, now I have to do this challenge because Bortio is challenging me like hell. If I don't do it, then it's a joke. So let's do this because I am the world's best SPP player. Okay, let's move.
Between 1.5 players. No, actually, we got quite a lot of backers.
Oh, no, first person is near impossible. Is it? I got this. First person's hard. No, no, no. I'm gonna bail. I'm deaf for bailing. No, I need to get out of here. No way. No, William, yeah. It was definitely too difficult. I think that's the thing. Like, I think that at no point are we saying that when people find our game hard, it's my last response is skill issue now. Like my first response is okay, how can we like what are you finding hard? Is it the fact that it's not registering the move, whatever it is? And it should be a point where you just understand the difficulty and you're not no. See, the more you wiggle, the actual harder it gets. Damn, man. Can you plyo into stride? Yeah, you can. I don't know if these might be too small. There you go. I need to those animations of doggy. I need to too far. I need to do a whole pass of that. Um, let me just bang this out one time so I can rub it in Bortio's face, and then feels crazy. I've got more control and I'm messing up more now. Okay, here we go. Here we go. No, no, no. See, as it gets thinner, I get more nervous. Oh my god. Oh my god. Mate, what? Nah, the game's broken. That's not me. The game's broken. Um, it's not me. Yeah, yeah, you can. So a tap is a stride, and like a press and release is a plier. Now that could maybe isn't intuitive enough. There's also no feedback for that. So if that's not intuitive enough, that's something we need to work on, as opposed to me saying skill issue. You know what I mean? So let me actually. These are fixed. Look at these. Oh, look at the get up. So there's
Uh,
one last thing I need to look at with the rat. The
gonna
thing I've
switch.
done, that's
Uh, um,
fine.
gonna switch the channel briefly, David. I'm gonna go and have Woody with the CDCI. Actually,
Sweet.
I'm gonna
I'm
actually
gonna
leave
sit here,
him.
keep on raging.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, Woody. 1 second. We are live on the YouTube stream
Okay.
on this channel. I'm gonna go into another chat.
Okay. Sorry.
We go to
You're
the
good.
stand-up chat.
Okay.
Okay.
What was I gonna do here? What was I about to do? Ah, the get up. So when I reposition the capsule, it does some funky stuff. Let me go down here. Do this sexy roll. So oh, let's bring this guy down here so I can actually debug this properly. There's something wrong with my hotkeys. They're not working, but let's So now when I do so, like, yeah, see, where are you going, mate? Mate, where are you? He's headed off somewhere that I don't know. Yeah, it like shoots forward, and I really don't like that. Now let me see if it's in the animation. Ah, maybe it's this. He doesn't need it, to be honest, you know. Gunsy. Love that. That's funny. Um, where are you heading off to, mate? Okay. See, once I fix this, I'm gonna check in. Then I will be asked. See, where are you going to, my friend? You're not even at the frick. Now it could be a physics thing, right? Don't get me wrong, but I don't know, Jeff. Even trying to go. You know what? It's almost like it preserves the previous velocity. Ah, it does. It does, my friends. Because if I don't do anything, if I just stand here, right, and then I do this vault, he stays still. Whereas if I walk forward, let's say I sprint, for example, I do this, he'll shoot forward. Debugged. So it preserves the previous velocity going in. Now the question is that because the trajectory is preserved or the velocity? I mean, either way, we can reset that. That's not much of an issue. You know what? I think I know what it is. Let's make this again. Let's do this. Let's bring this back. Because that will make a lot of sense as to what's happening. Because what I think is happening here, I mean, let's... Oh, you see that? Because then the motion... Yeah, okay. It disappears. And it comes back. So two things. When we do this, that's got A, go back to 0. And then B, whatever movement we've got additive on top of that needs to sort itself out. So first things first, I'm gonna write in my little notepad. I'm warm as hell as well. What the hell? All right, so step 1 of our 2-step plan. Yeah. So the first thing we need to do is kill locomotion input. Once ragdoll triggered, delegate is fired. Who does the voice grunts and get That's actually not me too. Actually, I don't know who it is. It might be Brandon. Kill. And then we need to reset character velocity to avoid blend, like out moving capsule, and blend in to get up moving capsule. We could also set the movement mode to none, to be fair, but I don't really want to do that. But yeah, let's that is what we will do. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, to be honest. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break and grab another coffee. And then I'll be right back, about 10 minutes. I got a Brit first. Yeah, and those 2 fixes should clean up Ragdoll. Because everything other than that, they're actually really good. Now that we've improved the physics blend in and out. Do you mean if he didn't shoot forward, his get up would actually be beautiful? It's just that he shoots forward. Like, you take away that forward bump, it's actually very, very good now. So once that's gone, like, I mean, I'll even show you if I just stand still, do it. It's a lot smoother. So now if that's the default behavior, you know, do you mean like all of a sudden everything becomes 10 times sexier? And then what I'll do is actually make the get-ups I want to make the get-up have no like movement in the animation, just so it's a little bit smoother. But I'm going to put a question mark next to that because it might not make it better. We'll play around with that. And then that's about it. So yeah, I'm gonna do that and I shall be right back. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okie dokie, 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 dokie. All right. Let's do this. Let's do it. Let's do this. So, all right. So let's see this. So this stuff I'm actually. Let me actually. I'm gonna check this shit. You know, we all about version control. What is this? What is this? Oh, I'm back like I never left. You get me? Yes, so I don't really deserve that in, to be honest. Um, so let's have a look. It's a bit messy here as well. I need to actually look at. Oh, how do I like my coffee? Interesting. I like coffee sweet to be honest. I got sweet tooth, to be honest, lads. I'm a bit of a sweet tooth myself. So I'm impartial to a little, brew the coffee. Once you're done brewing the coffee, then you got to so I'm trying to also think about oh Johnny, terrible joke, not even funny. Um yeah. I am a fan of a sweet one, so I like an Italian one. Yeah, hazelnut coffee. That's what I'm getting. Look what hazelnut Italian one. Normally, if I'm not doing a mocha, I like it with a little 2 sugars. But I like a little mocha. You get me? I like a little mocha. Hazelnut syrup, yeah. Don't mind me a hazelnut flat white. Little hazelnut flat white I could get behind. You know. What can I get you? Let me get a little hazelnut flat white. 1 sugar, please. Thank you. It's just a light one. What am I doing myself? Uh, this bloody thing. This is sus. Ooh, okay. Okay. I wonder here. Okay. We just got to reset that one guy one real quick. Let's reset this, see what behavior this evokes, and we'll go from there. One cup of coffee. You know, I'm telling you, like, um, I think I would love a bar that. I mean, there is probably places to do it, right? But like, because I'm not a huge fan of alcohol. I'll be honest with you. I don't really like the taste of. I hate the taste of beer. I think beer tastes like crap. Um, And people that tell me beer tastes nice are lying to themselves. Right? It's a conspiracy amongst beer drinkers to make you think it tastes like crap. It tastes like literal shit. It tastes like literal piss. That's what it tastes like. They'll be like, no, it tastes like piss. Now the only thing I like is Guinness, but Guinness I have to have with blackcurrant because that makes it sweet. And then it tastes like, so there's this Nigerian drink called Supermalt. It then tastes like that. So that's why I like it, which is like a sweet barley. And that's what it tastes like. And I only like it because I really like Supermalt. So that's the only, like, Guinness and blackcurrant is the only, like, beery kind of drink I can drink. I would generally, if it was like a night out, just go and just have coffee. A nice coffee, like, imagine that. You go to a bar, it's just crazy coffee concoctions that are just like cool. But then again, too much caffeine. So they should just make, like, I don't mind a cocktail, but then cocktails, I don't know, even some of them just taste like just alcohol. I don't even know. Alcohol is so overhyped. It doesn't taste nice. Let's see this. Yeah, okay, so it still has the problem. Let's see if it has the. No, it doesn't. Okay, cool. It's like moving. It could just be like. Hmm. Alright, so let's give it this right. And then let's do. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Actually, let's bring this back. Let's do this. No, it's because I want to then see is despite that they say that it's obviously doing crazy stuff and it's doing the thing, and I think that is then building up or something like that. I mean, I know a really quick fix that I can do to this. To be honest, really quick fix that I'm choosing not to, but I really could. If this doesn't work, because I want to do it in the nice way. If it doesn't, I'll just add it to the quick fix. Yeah, big bad wolf. You're late an hour. You may as well just leave. 2 minutes at this point. At this rate, I've not done much. Well, all I've done is discover the things I need to fix. Bit of a wasted hour, but you're gonna have them days, innit? I don't think you need to kill that input. I think what you need to do is stop the velocity, to be honest. Maybe that is actually the better way to do it, rather than fiddling around with this crap. I definitely think you need to make the thing go back to 0, so that when you blend back out, you don't go do anything crazy when it tries to move again. So that, and then what we can do, do a couple things here. So I do it one way to, but I think realistically, I could make that 0 to be honest. Curious as to why I do 1, but not 0. Just figure out why I do that. What was some susness? Hold up. Yeah, okay, what we need to do then, therefore, is now in this guy, we get rid of this dude. Then in this guy instead, we say if we can update the input, right? Do, well, because I wanted then just to go to 0. So I think what it should be is, let's do, do this. Because I'm pretty sure we use it solely here. Yeah, we do. Cool. So yeah, so we say we can and can't, whether or not we disable it. What do you? That all stays the same. This might be a bit of a big live code though. I might get it in. So then we do that, calculate that, and then you do desired trajectory from to that point. We should, at this point, it doesn't matter because we should be falling. Now, what I want to see is if the presence of this still will make a difference. But we're not in that state, so it shouldn't matter. But what it should eventually do is cancel out now. Now, if that causes a problem, then we'll move this back into here. But we'll leave this tick on doing what it's doing. Right? And then what we'll do is then we'll move. So if this is problematic, then we'll move it into here, add the fix, by saying, and you're not getting up. But yeah. Mhm. He did indeed. He did indeed. They don't mind you rotating when you're getting up. I don't really mind. It's not too much of an issue. But it's important that. Oh well, I might mind, especially because I might get up and start spinning, which is I don't want, because that will impact the blend. That's probably partially what's messing up a lot of the blend stuff. Um, so what I might change it to is instead is just add a kind of the trajectory to the ragdoll thing, and then just say no, you can't while you're getting up or ragdolling. And then that will just fix that. Um, so a bunch of easy ways that we can fix it. So yeah, so first one we'll try is if this causes a problem, then we'll put this with behind this thing here, and then in the character movement we'll clamp that. Um, that's the first way. Second way is so that'll do that. Then the rotationally, if we have a problem with that, then we just add to the get rotational problem. Kind of the rotational trajectory. I'm not really. I'm not gonna lie to you. There we go. Hold on a minute. Hold on a second, man. I was wondering. I was like, what's going on here? Why is he just sliding around like crazy? That still sort of has the same problem. And it's all about your input going into it. So what I will do is um, kind of prefer this anyway because I like the thought that you can always update that positional trajectory. Um, but then it's the thingy after. So what I will do is that's the main issue because then we're not doing it, but it's in a completely different state. So what we'll do is then in our put a doop doop doop. Yeah, like I don't mind this. So if we can update it, use that. Otherwise, just force it to 0, and then we keep on ticking this. So then this will update itself next year. And I think I prefer that. Actually, what I can look at that behavior is look at the debug. So here, then that goes back to 0. I think I prefer that to be honest. Goes to that, goes to 0, lovely, and then when it gets back up, that starts to go back up to where its desired input is. Cool. Happy days. Now the shift, however. Oh, Milbert, man. What's up, man? How are things? What's popping? What's cracking, lacking? Polka dot. Let's clean this up a bit. Let's go. Start. Or yeah. We're in it together, man. We are in it together. How are things, man? What's cracking? How are things moving? All is well. "46 actions? Hell no. Let me rebuild this guy. Get away from me. Yeah, I'm not doing that. What I also need to do is work on this bloody. Let's see. Let's get up into that freaking thing. Yeah. Yeah, well, to be fair, we've just about now got um thingy, so you don't need any like DS for Windows and stuff. It's just a bit of a just long um scenario native controller support. So but it makes a difference. And then obviously freaking mouse and keyboard. Oh, it's just it's hard to convince people that you're not gonna have the same time on mouse and keyboard when yeah, when they play with a controller but they like the mouse and keyboard, so to each their own. It's a completely different experience really, I think. Uh, but yeah, it's tricky. So much better. It is, isn't it? What the hell? What's taking so long? Okay, hurry up. So I need to reorganize some of these things because they're all a bit everywhere. I'll be honest with you, Unreal handles controllers like shit. Like shit. I personally, I don't know if I'm a fan of the new enhanced input session. Yeah. I don't know why. I hate the back and forth between assets and code. I just hate it. It just pisses me off. Like, so annoying. Um, yeah, you'll see one again soon. I've just kind of done like a pretty basic implementation for it now. We need to recapture the animations of the actual hands, and then I'll bring it back. But yeah, hand like is it's principally. I don't ever want it to do more than 10% of tying things together. Like it can't drive the animation; it just has to correct it. Like it's here, bring it there. If it's going like this, I don't like it. Not that it can't work. You can fiddle with it, but I think if I've got to fiddle with something, a load to get it work for that scenario, then fundamentally it's wrong. So because yeah, it's not robust. So if I've got to like tweak this setting and this thing, like I'm just like nah, it's either another animation or find a better way to do it. Because yeah, like what I don't want to have is I think the aim is to not have any single binary file, so like a U asset or like a character blueprint or any blueprint file have a massive amount of logic in it because it can't be merged and I can't diff it in a way that I want. So I don't want the control rig. I move as much, pretty much everything into code, like calculate the offsets, calculate everything, and then I just pass it those variables. And then therefore the control rig's doing nothing. It doesn't do any of the traces, doesn't do any of the checks. It doesn't do anything other than I use the damper in there, but I don't even need the damper because we have our own dampers that we created. So really, I'll move that out too, and all it will do is set the bones to where I say to set the bones. So it will do the skeletal, whatever, like translations, but none of the actual logical calculations. Because a lot of that stuff you can move to compile time instead. So variables and default values, all that kind of crap. And then yeah, then we can merge. Because the thought of going in that like even just changing variable, like you go and you open the thing and you got like a big drop down and you're like, it's a mess. I can't even look at it. It stresses me out. So I try and avoid it with a passion. But 5.4, they are doing a lot of work with like in-engine animation processes. So that we retargeter and all that crap. So I'm intrigued to see all of slide into theoretically. Yeah. I did do it. Now it does very much stay still. But and then it's oh, that's about it. See, where are you going, mate? Where are you going? See, that behavior is better. I didn't just return. I mean, it could be just because the physics is being a bit dodgy. Look, the damper is going crazy there. Oh yeah, so that's the problem. Capsule goes like mad. I know what the I know what the issue is. It's a pretty simple fix, but I was pretty mad. Um, um, funny. Wow. Wowza. Yeah. I need to change the trajectory, but not change the thing. I think I'll do it. I'm sure. Do get in there and then meddle with it a bit. There was still a couple times where I did a little doop that I'm not sure why. Could be because of, don't know actually. Not sure what that could be because of. I need to think about that. Because it looks as though when it bails properly, it doesn't move off, which it shouldn't because I'm overriding it. But yeah, what I might do is debug the movement mode and see. He literally was. He was having a mare. I'll override. I see what movement mode I'm in. I think I'm in full, which would make sense. Sort of fly. Well. So in that regard, then, whilst moving it to that point, then I need to. Yeah, that's interesting. While I am moving it to that point, I need to. Yeah. Sus. Maybe reset that velocity. And then once it's reset, see you later, Balti man. Yeah, maybe reset it to 0. Maybe that's what it is, because it's preserving itself a little bit too much. You up? Where are you off to? Oh, Joe, it could be. You know what? Tell you, I don't know what the hell that was. Scared of this crap. Leave this as it is. Let's go back to what it was. What it will be though. Let's save this guy. That very is gonna be messing up some stuff. So let's do that, right? And then what we will do, let's leave it as it is currently. What are you going to? What's even? Nothing's really changed. What has changed? Let me check this out. Yeah, that's the same. It's that. Makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Um, yeah, because it is one vector, isn't it? That is still movement. Um, yeah, I don't know what the hairstyle was. Thought so. Good fix. Good fix. Good fix. Rotationally doing a bit of a funky thing. That looks smoother. Hold on. Maybe I need to just. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I need to not let it rotate whilst getting this. That sharp rotation is crazy. I think it's just rotating to the wrong desired point. Yeah. I mean, I just need to reset both the. Yeah. Trajectory rotation damper. Oh, maybe. Oh, actually, I don't know. I think potentially we might still want to update that rotational one. That was smooth. A little smoother. Oh, it's like butter. All right, hold on. There's a little thin, but that's kind of expected. Um, so you're only seeing this really good with a capsule on. If I take that off, it'll be fine. But I mean, this is better than what it was. Though. Yeah, I mean, rotation wise, I don't really mind it. I don't mind that actually because you then face the place you want to go once you start getting up. I don't mind that. I think I might actually prefer that. Um, rather than yeah, I think I might prefer that rather than yeah, maybe I do prefer that actually. Or do we have it that even where you're pressing, you just get up straight? But I don't know. I like that you can get up and then face the way you want to go. Yeah, I think it probably makes it a bit more. Like, but then it looks a bit weird because you do get a bit of a spinny behavior on the ground. Like as you get up, you can sort of like rotate. Because okay, let's see how it looks if I don't rotate or do any input, and then how smooth does that look? And then okay, wait. So if I do rotate, so I rotate, and as I'm getting up, he does that. Looks a bit shit, but it's nice. And then if I don't touch anything, then get up and go. I don't know, I think it doesn't look any much better, and I prefer the thought that you can get up to then face the direction you want to go. I think it just makes more sense. It's like, yeah, it's not. It doesn't matter as much. It's such a stuttle. Yeah. This throwing dog is way better. That one looks a bit shit, but is what it is. There is that little doop that I really want to get rid of, in the like a little shake in the physics. It's weird. Like it only happens when I'm on the ground level. Like if I what's the something with this stride? It doesn't pick it up properly. If I go higher up, hold on, give me. Oh, oh, hello. Okay. Let's go to like the top floor. Top floor. See, I need to fix the hand phasing when it does that. Get rid of hand physics on the climb so much. They never make it better. I might have a look at that in a bit. Oh, I didn't freaking put this here. Can you bail? What the hell's going on? Yeah, it still does it a little bit. Wonder now in the animation, what if I get rid of any sort of rear movement? I don't know if I'll make it any better though. No, I don't think it'll make it any better. I think this looks good enough. It's I think it's stable enough for now. We'll improve it again, but that match pitching it was just. I just jump really and it steps back too far. Like it pulls out too much. We need to calm that a lot more. Oh, that's the other thing. The sands. I need to fall at take off. Wait, what am I doing? Let's see that shit. I mean, this is better, I think. It's quite unique, I guess you could say. Ooh. Let's just bail in this gap. Yeah, you know, I could sit here for another hour and make it more and more beautiful, but for this next little update, I think it's good enough. Some point I'll call it. I don't know why I didn't build there. That's kind of sus, but yeah, I think the rotation needs to be improved. There's just little jitters, you know, little jitters of the character, and partially part of that is, you know, frame. But yeah, the more we can eliminate of that, the better. Let's bail on this guy. Yeah, I mean that's significantly more stable than whatever it was initially. If you saw what it was like earlier, it was jumpy, snappy. Now pretty much 99 times out of 10, it's gonna look pretty stable. So I mean, now if I just walk into the thing, if I vote over this guy, yeah, to be honest, more times than not, it's now stable. So that's the. Actually, the thing I like about this most is that it never gives me a massive jitter of the physics. Like the only thing I get is sometimes that little shunt. That's the. Let me just see what. Because I think that's purely the physics, not the. It is just the physics of it. That's fine. I think we can improve that even more as we improve the rest of the gap. Maybe a better match animation wise, maybe a better transition out of the physics, all that kind of stuff. But for what it's doing right now, I don't know. I think that looks pretty smooth. All right, OP, just working on some improvement stuff. What I might even do is might make it might make both that and this. What am I doing? Have a little bit of a smaller. Yes, it will do. It'll affect what trick you're doing, especially the speed of it. The speed of the trick. What I'm gonna do is inject a bit more of that into the animation itself, as opposed to rather than just the selection process, and to have a bit more procedural, so that your speed of your cat pass will more likely link to the speed of your actual movement. But there's some tweaky majinky we need to do that. So yeah, that we need to just tweak slightly. Yeah, no, we're on a really good track at the moment. Really good track at the moment. Also had some really good meeting yesterday, me Drew Dada. Kind of talking about narrative and their overall game. And that was really good. Really good. Got a really good plan together. The next few months are really exciting. Next few months are really, really exciting. Really cool stuff coming out. Especially just in terms of the game as a whole, as opposed to just gameplay. Because I think gameplay is starting to get towards where it needs to be. I like this faster damper. Yeah, I do quite like this quicker damper. I think it helps. Yeah. Still some jitters, but I think again that's purely physics. I don't think the motion of anything is what's impacting that. It's just the physics transition. But that's cool. That's cool. I like that. It's probably, you know what it is? Might just be the feet physics. Ooh. You know what? Maybe that is all it is. Is it the feet physics? I think that's what is causing that. The multiplier we have separate for the feet. Okay, so got that. Got the gap that. Don't need that. What I want to do now is look quickly at the descents. Then and see if that's just a quick fix. Then yeah, if that's a quick fix, do that. And then cool. Okay, so let's improve that. Looks like it's just too early to be honest. Ooh, it could be as well. I think I know what's causing it. I think I know what's causing it. So let me do this as a debug quickly. Right, but I think what's happening is when I do this guy and do this, it doesn't do that. Therefore, see, I figured it now. It does do it. Maybe I just actually just take off time. Oh yeah, take off is just layer. Hold up. I mean, that's actually all the fix it needs. It's just, I mean, too far. I need to do a pass of all the animations anyway. But oh, is it? So it is really is that. It's just. Oosh. It's just full. Ah, another one that's actually kind of interesting. That is interesting to see. Need to fix that. Need to fix that. Yeah, because that stays up. Yeah, okay, yeah, okay. No, okay. Need to fix that. See now that see this is what I mean. There's a good spot. So go that. Oh no, don't climb. Jump off. No, don't stick. Well, first, but grab. Slow mo. Pull down. Oh, it's not down relative to Toby. That's my bad, actually. Maybe it shouldn't be. It kind of needs to be there. I need to do it going into the. Hold on. No, I'm debugging this terribly. Hold on. Slow mo. You know what? What if I let me put it at the climax time instead? Maybe that'll make it actually better. I think it will. Let's do this. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Ooh. Ooh. I could do because then that okay, that changes everything. Hold on, let's do this then. Let's do this instead. All climate. True. Right? So let's go back to when we do this. Climax box. Again. Therefore, cancel the climax. In here we go, we set it. Cancel that climax. True. Then let's go back to this. Take off callback. Get rid of this crap.
All
'cause I
right,
don't really think we
then.
need this. No.
I found something, David.
That doesn't do anything. But this will. Awesome. So let's get rid of you. We're not actually going to use you. Oh. Yeah, don't need you. Don't need that override. But what override we do need? Oh no, we don't even need the override because the climax callback is already done. Then we say that's on the jump manager, but jump on the base. Count for a climax. Cool. This guy. Take off guys. Take it only. Oh, or do we stop climbing? Yeah, you know what? Let's override. Let's just do it. It makes more sense. And then we'll do if well, this should just be this should really be a getter function. I will change that about. It's gonna be the same thing, but let's just do. I don't like this, but yeah, it is what it is. Where was I at? Let's copy it. Let's do on climax reach pullback. So to my jump manager base implementation. And we say we can for the climax, cool. We don't need that. Also need to do that. That is true. This guy. And we also that. We need a bit of a double whammy. To be fair, I could move this to the other guy, say if you are climbing, stop climbing. But yeah, let's just keep it here because we might want more custom behavior later. I'm finding I'm preferring to have these customized for per manager. Because now I'm starting to implement more custom behavior. And if it happens that I then don't need that, then I can move them into one thing. But I rather have the option to have it now because it doesn't actually require as much fiddly while we only have 2 or 3 managers. So it's better. This guy's not doing nothing. Might leave you though, because I'm going to leave that for now. How do you come at you? With all the comeback, check the thing, and it's like, I hate 3, 1, 2. Ugh. Disgusting. Disgusting code.
Ooh.
right, so what am I doing in my life? I can move this to. Yeah, but I don't even need to check this. I don't even want to run this code if that is the case. So let's actually leave that. All right, so that should. Oh, look at me. I'm already on it because I don't even need you. I already thought that ahead. All right, beautiful. So that's that. So all I need to do now, I mean, I'm just gonna fire this back open because I've rejigged the bunch. That'll do that. Then all I need to do now is rejig the climax callbacks, the sync times for the climbing, and then that should now mean it could fall further in the animation at a point that I determine whilst preserving the accurate takeoff time. This is like one of the first games I worked on one other game that's releasing soon actually. Like there's a VR like a multiplayer VR game. And then this I was working on during that as well. So this has been last like 3 years. Very much so. Because it's also like designing it as well, but it's also trying to it's just do it the longer way, but the harder way, the more tedious way, but be worth it. Yeah, it's definitely got its challenges. Because I mean, I'm only 23, so I've not actually been in the industry that long. So I know I look like I'm a young Denzel, like, good 28. No, I'm only 23. Um, Unlike the rest of the team, I've got many years ahead of me. The rest of the guys are there. Okay, so that is better. Not there yet, though, but better. What we now need to do is benefit now is I got all this control over it. So now what I can Now what I can do is go to this young man right here. Say, oh, excuse me. Around this point, I want it to fall. So drop. Excusez-moi, s'il vous plaît. Sauce. Real sauce. No. God damn. Why does it do that? Okay, that's super sus. When you switch, it resets. Ah, that's really annoying. It's really, really annoying. What I can do to be fair is this point here. Oh, it's because I don't do a start action. That makes sense. That does make sense. I might need to be fair. That's easy to be honest. I can't lie to you. What I might need to do really more than all of that is yeah, yeah. Because I got rid of the climax callback so that I could at runtime calculate the climax, but don't care about that anymore. So I need to switch it back to being a like a delegate, so that will get a notify that fires off a delegate that will fire off that function. This is a quick one. Yeah, so that'll do that. That'll do that. And once that's done, this should fix my problem. On fixing that problem, we're laughing. So if that fixes that, something's happens. I don't know, Jeff. Yeah, so that fixes that, and then what? Then what? I don't know. That fixes that. Then maybe what stuff is good? Then I'm physics doing a drop off. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Oh, I did it. Yay. Think you did it? Nice. Yeah, I did do it. Perfect. Okay, cool. That's exactly what I wanted. Now, what we can mess around with. Ah, quite fun. A lot smoother, to be honest. God, that thing is a mess. I need to sort whatever that thing is doing. Might strengthen the neck. I don't know. I like the jiggly bit, but it really is just like it's just not the right animation. Like it's this animation, he jumps and grabs the wall. So if you're coming down, you're literally the motion is literally the exact inverse. That's why it looks so weird. Um, but like even the fact that it's completely wrong, when it's not completely wrong, it will look really good. So that is what's filling me with hope. All right. I mean that works like a charm. Uh, Beautiful. Um, Boom. Yeah. Jump. Jump to this guy. Slide down you. Step off. Come off. 360 that. Speed step you. Dive roll through this. Okay. Run. Climb up this guy. Double pop. Go. Stop at the edge. Standing jump. Pull back. Arm grab. That's totally what I wanted to do. Climb back up. Come over here. Standing this. Standing pre. Bang. Stand again. Big standing pre. Can't reach. Arm grab. Pull up. come through here, reverse fault over this, stick on the ledge. Bang. Oh, I'm just nice with it. That was actually kind of cool. I'm just gonna stop, put my hand up. That was actually kind of cool. Did do what I said. All right, yeah, that works well. Now, the last thing before I check all this in is the hand physics during the drop off. Now, I think that might be a bit more fiddly, so I will check all this in and then do it because you know we got to keep it at stable points. You get me? What I will do though is look at any debug I've got going on right now because there's a lot. Half of them are useless. Clean this up. Don't need you. Don't need you. Don't need you. Do need you, man. All right, close this. Close. Grab you. Stage more. So what have we done? We've done quite a few things. So we've got to, let's call it code. Let's go. Fixed capsule shift during get up and clamped velocity and damped car move velocity during get up by change descent fall to trigger at takeoff. No, at climax instead of takeoff. Now, the next one is Bill failed. That was bad.
All right, I found something. Is my microphone working? I think so. All right.
Dado is talking.
Oh yeah, we
he?
talking.
Hello?
We
Oh, one sec, hold on. I can't hear you, hold on one sec. What? Oh, my speaker's off. Wow. Didn't even. This whole time I didn't realize. You could have been speaking this whole time.
yeah, no, yeah, I was like from time to time.
Oh, there you are. I can hear you now. Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear. My speaker's off this whole time. I couldn't hear nothing. Thank you, Johnny.
So, yeah, so I found something. It's which may have some ramifications on the inputs. Not, I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's um, it's yeah, it could have some side effects. So I'm gonna share my. Actually, I quit my. Let me quit my thing. Okay, that's on there. I'm gonna share my screen and I'll show you. So, share screen. Okay. So while it's loading this thing, I found that I used quite a lot the dead zone modifier in most of the input for the enhanced input actions, and they are weird. So they renormalize the inputs based on your limit. As soon as this thing loads, I'll show you because then I understand a bit better.
Oh.
And by doing that, I think we may have some false positive or something not right in the first place.
Is that why it sometimes doesn't pick up inputs, maybe?
It could be. It could be. So I'll show you the one case. I mean, I change it now, but I'm gonna revert it back to what it was, and I'm gonna show you what it was. So for example, the move input, which is on the left thumbstick, right? Before we had a dead zone modifier with the threshold with lower and upper threshold at 0, 2, and 1. Okay, so technically this is working, and so if you move the left thumbstick less than 0, 2, it doesn't get registered. And more than one, it just like clamps between these two values. But no, it doesn't really clamp it, because let's say that you move it 0.21, okay? So you are just inside the acceptable threshold. So what it does, it normalizes the input. Instead of being from 0 to 1, well, they are remapped from 0, 2 to 1. So 0.21, it will become like 0.01, right? So it will be a very, very, very small input, which I think, I mean, it did create some issues for me, because if I show you here, yeah, about that one.
I see.
So if you see here, like here, I'm moving the left thumbstick like super mean. You see there? You see the character is like sliding,
the little
and then look
slides,
at the values. There are 005 and 0003, right? So I thought they say, well, those values are less than 0.2, which is quite generous dead zone, right? Just way, way below 0.2. But why is it moving? And yeah, it turns out that yeah, they're like remapped, right? Between between that. And it's just like super stupid, right? This is
Got you. So rather than it being, yeah, so I see. So when we were doing checks like, oh, you've got to move input if it's beyond a certain
yeah,
value,
it's less
that
than this.
value
Yeah,
basically didn't fucking matter because
yeah.
you could say that value needs to be more than 0.3, but that isn't 0.3 input wise. That's 0.3 on the remap scale between
On the
0.2 and
remote
0.
scale. So it was
Oh,
always gonna be, you know, less than 0.3 at some point once you
yeah.
get over the thing. So I don't know. I think that might be. So the way that I'm doing it now is I'm killing it, and I'm gonna have the dead zone, um, like input into the preference screen and say, right, okay, do your dead zone, and then here in the, so for example here in the add move input in the locomotion command, I say, okay, give me this value, and if this value is you know, less than our dead zone that we, you know, that we decided, just, you know, at least we are in control of what to do.
In
You know, it
control of
may be
that,
that
yeah.
for some reason we want to remap it anyway, but for some other, you know, some other times we don't want to remap it, we just want to have a
Well,
hard.
because I can see it being valuable for remapping in terms of like on an axis where you're not like pulling it, like you may want on flicks and stuff like that. You may want to say, okay, well, I see it being useful if you just care whether or not it's in the dead zone, and then saying from that point 0 to 1. But because we care about the scale from 0 to 1,
Yeah,
then it does
exactly.
matter because yeah, it then goes off completely. Nah, okay, cool. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it may not. It's one of those ones that it may not have caused a lot of issues, but it
Yeah,
definitely would have created a discontinuity that we were applying things based on perceived values that might not have been the case.
yeah. So I think yeah, I'm gonna like
Okay,
reshuffle
no,
the
cool.
thing there, and then also like I show you what I added for. So I changed the way uh the slow the slow see this I got drift and more on the but I changed the way the slow input work. Well, sorry, the slow walk. Um, so now the sorry, the right shoulder is it just says, okay, you are slowing down. If you, if you're running here and I press the left shoulder, it will go very naturally into a walk. So this is almost like mouse and keyboard will work if you press like, you know, the shift key. It would just like do the walk, right? And to do the very slow walk, you just use uh, the thumbstick very very slowly, like here. So it's all within the walk, but if you move it very very slowly with the thumbstick, you do the, you know, the small
Yeah,
adjustment.
yeah, and
If
then
you
you can still go and do the normal walks.
Yeah, and you can do the normal work like in two different ways, right? You can do the normal work by just working with the thumbstick. Here, I'm just pressing
Okay,
no
because that
button.
was what I was gonna say. We
Yeah,
shouldn't lose.
no,
Like
no,
I was gonna
exactly.
say
So
because I don't
yeah,
think walk has to be exclusive to a button. Yeah. Okay.
exactly right. So you know, if you want to control that, you can work. But if you want to have, you know, if you want to be a lot more precise and not having to worry about oh, I mean, I need to go within that range because it's quite hard, you know, especially with all the dead zone and the controller drifting. If
Yeah.
you just want to say I don't care, now I'm pressing the work button, and i'm uh, I'm going full in with the
Yeah.
um
Well,
um
my only thing is that button I still think doesn't give you the control your need. I think the control needs to be like you can move in like a strafe way. Because those little steps left and right, they're too slow, and like the walk facing you, because that was the thing I was thinking. I was like, that precision mode needs to move you in a way that you can align yourself easier. But I don't moving slower to align, like those turning places don't allow you to align like nicely enough. I still think it's really off there. Like that precision mode, I think really has to be strafe locomotion. And then it applies in the same way that you've said now. It's slowed down so that the little movements represent the micro steps, and then potentially jog is the walk is the now full, like same kind of principle. But I still think if you're holding that precision input, it needs to be in a facing direction as opposed to turning like that, because you then fall into the same problem. Like you go to do the precision mode and you still can't turn to face the object that you want to face. And the other thing then, does that mean also we lose the really quick stops that the precision mode gives you?
Oh, no, because look, I show you like here. It's just
okay, perfect. Yeah, see, so, okay. So as long as that's so, I think that principle is exact same. I just think that mode needs to be a strafe mode, and then the walk is more like backward steps, left steps, right steps, in the same way that that small slow walk is. The walk needs to be like that. Like I really think that precision mode is just it's like a strafe modifier. Like it just goes into the strafe locomotion, and then we step down your overall like movement speeds. So then jog is walk and sprint is jog, but in the strafey mode, because you can't really sprint backwards. You know what I mean? So
exactly. Yeah, it's I mean, it should be able to go to strafe quite quickly, left or right?
Because that's what I mean. Because I'm seeing this and I'm like, it worked, but it doesn't still give you the precision that I think is needed, and I think that people are after, in the sense of like, I can move slower now, but I still can't aim and target and adjust myself any better, really. You know? Like,
no, I mean, yeah, it's
because like with this, if I wanted to jump to so there, right? You see how you turned the camera and the character rotated with you, right?
Yeah.
Already.
I changed that as well. I changed.
Okay, so that already is better. Like that already gives you way more.
You change the. You see, like the character is rotating and the camera is changing as well. I mean, it needs to be a lot quicker, to be honest, because it's like freaking slow. But
it's a lot. Yeah. So now, so exactly this, in the way that like your character is always facing the direction which your camera's pointing at, right? Yeah. But like more like synced, right? Like it's almost like on a like it's just clamped to it, and then eventually we can desync it less and less and make it more of an animation. But I almost think for like the very first one, it could just be like the thing just follows your character.
Yeah.
And then your locomotion then always acts in that facing direction. So then now if you say, oh, I'm holding precision mode and I want to move right a bit, instead of walking and facing right and then you've got to realign the rotation, all that, he just does like a little couple side steps to the right. And then you're like, okay, no, side step left. Okay, bring it back a bit and then go again.
Yeah, I think there is definitely that element of the strafe that is missing, right?
Yeah. Because if that precision mode is strafe, and then we just step down all the speeds, then it makes sense. Because in precision mode, you know, your whole point of precision mode is that you're not sprint, you're more careful, more deliberate. So you know, you don't have access sprint, but just let go of it and you will, and then it's all fine. You know, so it's that like you shouldn't be holding it if you're wanting to just sprint forward. So it's if you're saying, oh, you hit a thing, back up a little and go again, or jog to the right and then go through this gap, like you can now start to use it in a more.
Yes, and one of the other problem is that these small steps, they're way too small. Because it's like it really take ages to really like that. It's like, come on, it's like way.
It's weird though, but this is, I think that they need to be relative to like, because it takes ages to make that one, right? But then this is when I'm like, it's nice though that having that control, like a little one of like that does that little tiny step. Because say you're just on the edge of the thing and it's like, I want to step onto this little beam. It's actually really nice. But then say if I push it full to the right, I should just take a
Yeah,
nice big step, like almost like
yeah,
a nice,
exactly.
I should take like a walking big step to the
Yeah.
right. And then if I, like potentially this one, then we have more of like the walk for this, and we keep walk, jog, sprint, but they just have a much slower movement. So then you have little walk, jog in the movement, and then sprint in the precision mode, and just what the speeds of that are a lot more like, like jog backwards,
Yeah.
jog to the right,
Yeah,
big
exactly.
couple big
Yeah.
steps, like the crossover steps and stuff like that. Yeah, and I think it's really doable. I think ironically it'll be easier to get that locomotion looking good than the current way we have.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I mean, the normal locomotion is out. Normal locomotion is out.
Yeah, no, it's good though.
Yeah. So should be in a relatively good state today. So yeah, should be basically almost ready to go.
Test.
Yeah, I really like the dynamics when I see most of the parkour videos, like they try to do a big jump, they always like run up to it and then they they basically keep facing like that direction, but they just walk backwards, right? Just to
Yeah,
get to get to that courage to do the jump, and they go back and forth a few times. I
exactly.
think
No, exactly that.
yeah, that is very nice and natural, mechanics. Yeah, right. Instead of like, oh yeah, I just turn around and go back.
100%. 100%. Next, I want to improve those step jumps. That's what I want to do. Jumping off in after climb slash step onto. Okay, so hand physics is a drop off. That's fixed. Do one last check. Nice. Beautiful. Right. I mean, I can even check it now with. What the hell? Why is that picking it up? Oh, wow. Then I want to do splats as well. Good. Sliding control splats. I'm on a roll today. Lots of stuff to get done. We don't want to sound like we're an expert to stuff, you're not. Hopefully this week we can do it today, tomorrow. Yeah, let's check this in because that fixed that problem. Pretty easy to fix that one. So. All right, let's line up toilet, and then when I'm back, I will literally 2 minutes. Then look at that feet strength multiplier causing the jitter, and then I want to look at the jumping off things, stuff like that. I might grab some food at that point. I'll look at the feet strength multiplier, look at the jumping off things. Then I want to fix the sliding slope control, and then maybe some splats. We shall see.
Splats.
Yeah.
Oh, that is kind of. What is this? Oh, come on.
Ooh, Nick on Carney in here. I need to go to the shop quickly in a bit. Grab some eggs, some food. What am I doing with my life? What am I doing with my life? My life, what am I doing? What else I was gonna do? Let's have a look at the feet multiplier. Get rid of this guy. Get rid of this geezer.
All right.
It's gonna look stupid, but I want to see if it fixes a problem.
Do we have a problem?
We've got all the.
All right. All right. This works. This works.
It is then. So it was them causing the jitter. Nah, jit's still there. That looks beautiful. So that's without. Now let's bring it in. So this is weird. That might be why. That might be why I
Tell me why.
Dancing in September. September, 21st of September. Ah, seeing a lot more jitter. Already. Let's see. Yeah, it is that. Got it. Got him. All right, let's fix this. So, what are we doing here? So the timer start value is that times by the web. So yeah, so this will go up to what? Really, we have a problem. So first things first, we got to say if I let you. How many years have I been coding? Oh, Dado's been coding for 100 years. Bloody hell. Me. Opinions. Kind of depends. Kind of depends that one. I could do. Yeah, it's about a couple of years now. Game not as long since I started working this project. It was like game programming. Yeah, it's got its differences. You know what and what not, in what not. Um, what we'll do. No, it really is. It really is. Especially if it's especially I think if it's the main thing is just if you love the project and what you're creating, more than anything. That's what's really cool. Uh, that's what's cooler than all the rest. Um, yeah, if you just love the project, uh, so that's what I find very cool. Yeah, it's just not much else to it really. Um, 'Cause then the whole point is just to get addicted a bit. It is obviously you don't want to get addicted, but like yeah, you wanna yeah you want to just like fall in love with it a bit. You know what I mean? The whole process. Um, do need to do is if this is, I need to put that. You don't get burned. You don't get burned out sometimes. Yeah, you definitely do. And you go through a lot of ups and downs during the process, especially like, because you guys got to think like, obviously, I guess so. If say you go to work for a big studio, right? Like you're gonna be making like your salary and all that, and like the game doesn't go well, it doesn't really affect you or whatever as much. Right? It's gonna affect you obviously because I think if you passionate about anything, you're gonna really put into it. But you know, regardless of whether or not you clock in on Monday, right? You or regardless of whether or not you put that extra thing in, it's like you mean you're gonna get paid and all that kind of thing. But for like the 3 years plus now, it's like there's no one paying you. There's no one like telling you to come to work. There's no one. You have to just do it purely because you love the fact that you do it. And what that means is like it puts a lot of emphasis on your motivation and passion to do it. And when you have those moments of like you lack the motivation, you lack the drive, it then compounds because then it's like the lack of motivation means lack of any kind of income, which then adds to stress of things of other. So it's really easy to spiral. Like, whereas I think in the other ways, it's like, oh, I'm not motivated, but at least I'm gonna get paid at the end of the month. So that helps. Whereas it's like I'm not motivated, but the fact that I'm not motivated also means I won't earn any money whatsoever, which also now means I'm stressed. And me being stressed means I also then can't do the thing I need. You know what I mean? So it's easy to just get in that kind of spiral when you're doing something like this. But it's also very addictive. Like I think if you're the right person, it is like I say. My dad will say it all the time. It's a bit of a drug. Like being able to, like having that risk and taking that risk in order to create something you really believe in is a bit of a like. It's like a high when you're in it, but you've got to learn to not, because there'll be times where the high doesn't last in it. So you just got to learn to ride the wave while you can. And when you're young, just take whatever risks you can. Like obviously Dado's like 90, so he shouldn't really be taking much risk. But well, then again, also he's gonna die soon, so he may as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm joking, by the way. Or am I? Who knows? But yeah, it's you just I don't know. I think you got to I don't know. I think you got to just you got to go with it. You got to go with the flow, kind of vibes. Just see how it is.
um, David, are you free for chat with Steve?
Yeah.
Nice. New meeting. Oh, do you have an email like David Hall in this.com or
I do, but I think it's locked me out of it.
Okay. I'm gonna send
I,
you the invitation on Gmail for now. But yeah, we'll
oh,
reactivate
in
it.
Gmail? No, I don't. No, I don't. I had one like as like a private, like a david@hollandsleeve.com. But whenever I do, forgot my password.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get a Google Meet with. It's the Google Meet
Cool.
link. Oh my god.
What I don't want to do is for it to go bang from 20 to 100. Yeah, I'll do this right. This I think is going to behave in the same way. And then I think I need to then just, I don't even know, have a bit of a damper.
What is it?
Dada did actually invent coding.
What?
The people keep calling you very old. I don't know why they keep calling it. It's just wrong.
I
It's
don't
just
know.
wrong.
No.
It's honestly, it's really just wrong. It's just so wrong. Keep trying to tell them not to, but honestly, I don't know what I can do. It's just completely wrong.
I
Yeah.
invented the wheel.
What I do? Nah, Johnny keeps calling you old. I keep telling him. You know, it's just terrible behavior. It's just mean, really. There we go.
No respect for the lost generation. But technically, I'm Gen X. So I'm only a couple of generations older than you. Are you a Gen X or you are a millennial?
Am I what, sorry?
Are you Gen X? Sorry, Gen Z or a millennial?
What is the difference?
It mainly depends which year. Which year you?
Oh yeah. So wait. So where's the cutoff? Is it?
I don't remember. See,
So I'm
my
guessing
daughter,
millennials pre 2000, right?
millennial is pre 2000 probably, right? Yeah. Yeah, there
Okay.
must be, right? Yeah.
And then Gen Z is the new is post 2000.
Yeah, I think Gen Z is post 2000. See, my daughter, she's Gen Z, but the other one, she's Gen Alpha.
Oh, so that's post 2010. Okay. Oh, you're not gonna like this. I'm actually Gen Z.
You're Gen Z.
I was born in 2000. Oh, it's funny when you think about it. Oh yeah, okay. The physics is looking beautiful now. Come on. Gen Z says 1997. Okay, I'm Gen Z. Yeah, there's definitely something up with the inputs. I need to have a look. Also, we need a way to cancel a queued input. Alright, let's see anyway. Minus a little starter there. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, whatever this is, I like it. Alright, I've made some tweaks, and it's looking silky silk. I've reduced the strength on the feet and the physics wise to what the body strength is for the others, and it actually looks really good. Like, because now I've just tweaked some of the ragdoll behavior to just have a bit more of a smoother physics transition in now, and it's really not like, because I got the feet were doing the thing that was making them like shoot like outwards and then come back. Like, oh mate, let me share my screen. Oh, that looks that looks. Look at that. What? That's so beautiful. Like, there's a tiny bit, and I think it's just the cloth sim doing that because we reset it. But minus that, I think it's literally just flawless. Come on, I don't think you're gonna get like you can improve it with the animations and more tweaks to physics and all that. But come on, guys, you're not getting much better than that. Like, what I like is that every time it's really fluid. I mean, I'll be honest with you, it looks really, really good. Maybe if I didn't even reset the clock sim, I just did whatever I was doing. Whatever I've got right now, I'll keep it. You know what happened as well. How we doing? Oh, well, that was beautiful. Once I sort those arm jumps out. Just little bits, and I think it's to just with tweaks to physics, like the damping and stuff like that. I think that gets it. Ready to some seriously. Oh, Because yeah, just when it lands, it just has a little bit of a dish on the cloth and the capsule. That if we can eliminate, I don't know, I think, and we just need better animation. Oh, God, stuff's looking good though. Look at those rolls. It's just like that get up. The get ups are so good now. Wow. No, you definitely can. I don't see why not. I even like when he does a big impact and it kind of buckles his knee. I want to maybe tame it down a little bit, but I don't know. It's also quite nice. It makes it feel like each the rolls from impact change up the animation, which they should do, beyond also changing the animation.
Okay, coffee break. Be back.
These are sort. The one thing is I need to look at is his strides. It's a bit dodgy. Oh, those sticks are beautiful. We try to stick on the rail now, with this change physics. Well, the run animation is just so crap. Try this. Oh, imagine our first time. Feel impact. Bang. I love that he stood like that. That's the only thing I don't like. That very drastic bang and grab. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that. But I make it so that you can do that rather than not do it. Like you can hit the wall and grab, but it really shouldn't. It shouldn't be the case. But videos of Max when he did like this run and then he like kind of twisted. Oh, so you jump off here, twist in, pull back. You got to twist it there. It's kind of hard actually. You got to get the power right if you want to do that. Push forward as well. Wait a minute. Ah, see, I was arm grab it rather than. Yo, I don't know if you noticed, but he even has a bit of a sideways tilt when he lands. Like he went like that. It's so subtle, but I don't know if you can tell. No, I'm not making that stick. Alright, this one I might be able to make. Maybe. Ah, see, if you just had the animation, I think that would actually look beautiful. Alright, this one maybe, yeah. Maybe this one. Bang. See how he leans to the side? Yeah, and he was like shifted to this. It's sick. The sticks are. I think the sticks are freaking awesome at the moment. They just need. They've got a real forward thing, And I think it's the fall. Like I think the reason why they have such a forward tilt is because their body is going like this forward. So when you land, you go like that, even though the stick goes down. Whereas on a stick, you'll angle yourself in to absorb that impact. Um, Already, I mean, they're really, really nice. To be honest with you. Just love them. Oh, beautiful. Might recreate it. That little challenge that Max did. I'd put that as an Instagram video today. But do it using Max's character. It's a great video idea. Oh, that's what I'm doing next. I'm not gonna lie to you. All right, let me check this in because this looks beautiful. To be honest with you. Ragdolls are looking wow now. Just a tiny, tiny improvement to do with the yeah, the tiny, tiny improvements. Yeah, the gaps look really smooth, like 99% of the time, which I really love. Um, yeah, I think the last thing I need to do is just yeah, I want to do there's a section sometimes where you can like stumble and you fall in terms of the character, but you don't fall in terms of the animation, and I want to get that to happen. Um, Now partially the reason why is because of thing, but uh, yeah, I kind of want to stop that. I'm gonna go get food, uh, and then I'm gonna do the video and then go gym. But let's rewrite my to-do list with the things I want to do. So, full landing, slope, jumping off thin wall, and splatting. So, to do, I've already got loads done today actually. Some really good improvements. Doing landing, see if we can trigger being able to fall landing before the blend out. Right? And then we've got the sliding on the slope. We need increased control there. Then we're gonna have the jumping off thin object. After climb or jump needs to look better, feel smoother. And then we're gonna go splats instead of vertical wall slide. Keep chimney slides. Then we'll go orange. And I need to do pass of all animations.
No.
If I get this done next day. If I get this done today, I'll lose my mind. But 3.5 hours, that's a hefty stream. That's a good one. Right, we're off some food, guys, and then I shall be back.